it's Jackie and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm recreating a beautiful classic look inspired by Keira Knightley as Elizabeth Bennet in Pride and Prejudice. I love this iconic updo, so I do start off with a quick makeup look and then really focus on how to get this big updo. And because the makeup is very barely there, you can pair this with any lip and it looks awesome. As part of the Revlon entourage, I will be swatching some of my fave lipsticks from the Revlon Matte is Everything by Super Lustrous collection to switch up this look, and I wanted to let my Canadian babes know that I do have a giveaway for this collection over on Instagram, and you can win all 12 shades. Speaking of lipsticks, last year in Toronto, Revlon launched its first ever Feeling Lippie pop-up experience. It was super fun and they're doing it again this year. So if you've ever seen bloggers' Instagram stories of really cool makeup events and you've wanted that experience yourself, well, Revlon is doing an event open to public. So you can go see the most innovative lip launches from Revlon on Friday, June the 14th and Saturday the 15th. There's super fun product stations and beauty experts there. Sadly, I can't attend this event. I will be on the other side of the world, but I definitely encourage you guys to go and get some new products and Instagrams. And of course, I know not everyone lives in Canada watching this, so to everybody else, wherever you're viewing from, I hope you enjoy the rest of this video. Make sure you give it a thumbs up if you enjoy and subscribe so you don't miss any of my pop culture tutorials. Also, more information about this event will be in the description box, and let's get started. I'm speeding through the makeup here, but I used a lighter foundation base, and my skin had a bit of a tan, so I went full coverage and added powder foundation as well for Maybelline, and then Benefit Hoola Light Bronzer for a bit of contour and dimension. I've really been loving the Wanderlust Primer-Infused Blushes. This one is Dolly, and to make it very Keira, bring the blush higher up on the apples of the cheeks, and this deeper shade will help sink in the cheeks for a hollowed out look and higher cheekbones. Also, kind of stipple this product for a natural blushing look. You can definitely use a cream blush. My skin just wasn't the best here, so this tends to be a bit more flattering. And as always, a nose contour. I always just take a look at the recreation photo and shade where I see natural contours. On Keira, it's definitely defined at the tip, and then in between the eyes, her nose bridge is quite a bit more inward than mine, so I'm replicating that a bit. And I'm keeping the look super simple. Same contour shade as shadow in the crease and all over the lid for a wash of a neutral brown shade that defines the eye. A cream highlight on the lid. Very small amount of mascara. I like to remove most of the product from the wand, and as the mascara is drying, I will use my finger or a clean wand to make sure there isn't too much product and just enough to tint the lash. Gimme Brow to thicken up the brow strands for a natural looking fullness and brushed up effect. Also, like I said, my skin had a couple of blemishes, especially around my mouth. I added a bit of another brow product as faux freckles. This makes the skin look more natural when done with a really light hand, and you don't want to use a shade that's too dark either, or it'll kind of stick out too much on the skin. And then the lipstick I chose very lightly to add on my lips is the Revlon Matte is Everything by Super Lustrous in the shade Rise Up Rose. Blending out so you can see my natural lip shade as well. And I'll really swatch this lipstick in full on my lips so you can see how it all applies once we get the hair done. But this is the complete breakdown of the Elizabeth makeup look, and now on to the updo. I always go with the heat protectant, spraying that in and then brushing through, and clearly I don't have any bangs, but luckily this old English looking hairstyle has very curly bangs that we can recreate with a small curling iron and some bobby pins. Oh, and a lot of hairspray. I've done several versions of this over the years, but for this one, we're going to create a middle-ish part, spray some hairspray at the root for volume so we don't have to tease, and then curl towards the face. Then you want to pin in a loop before you wedge the bobby pin through the loop and into the rest of your hair. Tweak the bubble to be irregular like bangs. Using a hairspray, keep the loops where you want them, and this makes the world of a difference. I'm obsessed with the OGX hairspray that I have on screen. It just really makes it easier to kind of manipulate my hair strands and gives me a lot of volume. Another detail of the style is curls around the ears, so just shorten them by doing a pin curl, or maybe it's left over from the bangs like it happened with mine. Again, on the other side, curl, loop, and pin. And shorter hair is a bit easier to work with for the entire curly section of the updo because you won't have as much hair to worry about keeping pinned up, but because we are basically pin curling and my hair is thinner, there'll be a little too much scalp showing, so I'm going to use an extension for the bulk of this style, and it's super easy to place up on top here because there will be a fishtail braid that can hide it. You can totally skip the extensions if you have thicker hair than me or just if you don't really mind, but if your hair is shorter, you might need an extension anyway for the fishtail portion of the updo so that you can reach the braid over the head like a crown. Otherwise, just create a medium-sized fishtail braid. To create this simple but unique looking braid, divide the hair into two, and then take a small piece from the outermost portion of the strand and cross over to join the other main section. So we are just crisscrossing. This is a little time consuming, you can always do a simple braid as well. And I fanned out the braid a tiny bit so it was consistent, but fishtail braids do tend to get a lot of flyaways if you do this too much, so a little hairspray over the finished braid is really helpful. There was totally a fly in the room. I left my door open, so if you see me talking, I'm trying to communicate with that fly, asking him politely to leave, but I did have to shoo him out. Anyway, didn't kill that fly. I can never get them. But place the braid over the extension if you used one, and if you don't need an extension, just make sure the rest of your hair is brushed backwards so you don't see a part. Same tiny curling iron, and as always, everything will be linked down below if you want to try out any of these products. And this section after the braid, we have a bit of wave going backwards and then a lot of curls up top. Curling those sections back doesn't have to be too tight, we just want that wave, and then taking two sections out and then pinning the rest of the hair into a twist. This will make sure that the back of the hair kind of is in a V shape and shortens the hair if your hair is too long, so it's a bit easier to work with. And then with the side sections, you want to curl this like crazy and tease it out. I love messy curly braids like this. I feel like they're so princess-like, and this is a detail that is pretty hard to see in some of the movie, but I swear it is in there, so I wanted to try to add it in, and will help add bulk to the back of the style. More curls now. Create tight ones from the pinned up hair from the back, and then pin on top. Play with this to get a shape that has quite a bit of volume and soft curls surrounding the fishtail braid. Boom, step done. And then with the rest of the hair, we're just going to be pin curling. It looked like Elizabeth's style was pin curled upwards, but with long hair, pinning downwards is going to be a lot neater and a lot less flyaways, and we can get a similar effect anyways. So curl, loop, and pin right to the scalp. And the hair we twisted and pinned also does hide the scalp more anyways, so it's just hair pinned into hair, which does make it easier to keep the loops in place too. It is all coming together now. Just take the braids and cross them over the section, kind of between those pin curls up top and the curls that we've looped at the bottom to keep consistent volume through the back. Lots of steps, but I promise this is not too hard to do once you know the steps. It's just getting section by section done before the look comes together. And of course we need pearls. Elizabeth Bennet had a string of pearls, and I have just loose pearls from what I hold my makeup brushes in. I thought this looked vintage and pretty, so I bought it for my vanity a long time ago, and I thought I would just sacrifice a few by adding a lot of hairspray to each one and then adding in. This kind of works like glue, but really is not the most effective. You can always create your own hairpiece by adding loose pearls strung onto a clear elasticy string, or use pearl clips, glue pearls onto bobby pins, many options. But guys, I love this. It's so nice and elegant, and like I was saying in my intro, you can really switch up this classic look with any lip shade, so I picked out 8 different shades out of the 12 colors in the Revlon Matte is Everything by Super Lustrous collection to show you. And to my Canadian gals, you can win the full line over on my Instagram. So thanks Revlon for doing this giveaway with me, and you guys will love these lipsticks. So on screen, you've been seeing how nice they glide on. They are very comfortable. They're matte but non-drying to the lips at all, and all shades are listed on screen, so you can screenshot the swatch if you want to remember while you're shopping. And I think a matte red is essential in any girl's collection and really goes with this updo too. We have Showstopper and So Lit. I'd recommend the first red shown for cooler pink-based skin tones, and So Lit for more olive yellow-based skin tones. Superstar Brown is another one of my go-tos. And to finish off, we have the nude in the collection, Dare to be Nude, in contrast with the deepest shade, Dark Night Queen, for a gothic spin on the classic look. Vote which lip shade you liked best, or if there's one that you know you're going to pick up too. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this Keira Knightley tutorial. I think it's been my first one on this channel, so if you have any other characters that she's played that you want a tutorial on, let me know in the comments below. And I cannot wait to take off this top. It's supposed to be an over the shoulder top like this, and I hiked it up, and I'm suffering now, so that's not fun, but hopefully that heals up quickly. If you want to follow me on Instagram to stay updated with me, it's at Jackie Wyers, and I love it when you guys tag me on Instagram so I can feature you in videos. So here's a couple of my favorite photos. And I'm headed to New York, and then a week after that I'm going to be going to South Korea, so I'm very excited. There will definitely be travel vlogs and everything, so thanks for your support, and I'll see you in my next video.